welcome to the Good GMs Podcast. I'm E.E. Morris, and today's episode is I Have No Mouth, and I Must GM. And now, here's Chuck and James.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Good GMs Podcast with your hosts, James Currie, and my co-host...
Hey, I'm Chuckie Tee.
There you are. We have a special episode today. We have a zero prep episode today because I have a dear friend of mine. I'm currently online in a virtual room with two of my absolute favorite GMs of all time. So, Chuck, obviously, you're one of them. And then James Gordon Ross is here today. And James Gordon Ross messaged me out of the blue last week or week before last and said, hey, want to talk about role-playing? And I'm like, no. And so I called him up and we talked, and he was telling me about a new game system setting that he's creating, and he's going to tell us a lot about it. But first things first. So James is a pal of mine from the big city. I knew him because a friend of mine was his roommate, I think is really the big story there. But he was running a game of Thrones, using a Game of Thrones system, and then later converted that to Savage Worlds, which was a lot of fun. Great story. I think I flipped a horse. One of my characters accidentally killed his best friend because he was trying to get him to stop talking and crushed his skull. There was a few good moments from that. I really enjoyed playing that system. I was a half giant, I think. It was the secret half giant. I would have died if they found out I was a real half giant.
Oh my God.
I don't know. Westeros, right? Am I right? So James, welcome.
Hi, thank you.
How you doing?
Pretty good.
Pretty good. James is also a screenwriter. He has written a few things you may have heard of or may never have heard of, but should look at. Poor Agnes is one of my absolute favorites of his. He had a movie come out, Happy Fucking Sunshine, FKN Sunshine, for those of you who heard of Beep. And then, of course, he's got a web series that you may have seen or
I'm
heard
not sure
of.
if that web series is available anymore. But...
Well, hopefully. It might get a lot of hits if once this show goes live. And it's called Microwave Porn. And if that's not enough to make you check it out, there you have it. So, yeah, welcome. And so why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself, the kind of games you play in general, and what brought you to come up with the better system?
Oh, wow. I started DMing, I guess, probably 1992. I played one game of D&D with some older boys. Yeah. And was just like, I must have this in my life. I want to crawl inside Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
No one else is helping me, so I acquired a player's handbook and a dungeon master's guide. And at the time, I had experienced the game so little that I decided that everything had to be improvised. I would show up with I didn't even have a monster's manual. I just had some stats that I came up with sort of the level. And I was just like, hey, you guys are in a tavern, now what? And used to just improvise.
Ooh, sandbox versus railroad.
Don't be ashamed of that. That's amazing. Yes.
Right. And got a little bit of people are even back in the 90s, people were so desperate for a good dungeon master.
Yeah.
That I was running 3 or 4 different crews and thought of myself as high and mighty. And I had one player who his family rented the room upstairs to a university student. And he was like, no, that guy's good. That guy's a DM. And I was like, he couldn't possibly be as grand as me, a 14-year-old who comes up with everything himself.
Well, he had 4 books.
Yeah. This university student is so busy, we would have to pay him to Dungeon Master. And it was unheard of at the time.
Oh, he conned you. Conned you.
I have to see this. So we all paid, I think it was like $10.
Which in 1990s money was it's like $35 today.
Yeah. But we show up, and he ran a session of Mage the Awakening diceless.
Diceless?
What?
And he had a system of 4 different Sony Discmans plugged into his stereo system through various things. So he could have different theme music ready to go. And he sat us down at his couch, and he had a bunch of props on the table, and he moved around the room like a classic, around the fire storyteller. And he was playing this music, half improvising and half writing a story, all diceless. And I came away from that playing just only hardcore combat D&D, having my brain melted.
Yep.
And being like,
take my money.
No. No, I was just going to say, never mind.
Yeah.
You got yourself a free show, kid.
That's awesome.
Yeah. And I don't think I think I've run maybe 2 sessions of D&D since. It's been indie games.
Yeah.
And trying to explore what's possible through GMing ever since.
Nice. Right. Especially back in the 90s, man. I mean, it's like, come on. It's not like now. I mean, now kids are spoiled now. It's like, what do you want to play? It's like, well, how do I find it? You can just, almost every virtual tabletop system has a looking for group, looking for GM. And it's like, there you go.
$10 an hour. That's a great deal.
Yeah, it's like now you really can get paid to do this. Holy crap.
When I started running the Mask and Iron Lethotep game, and I was trying to find another player because Rainey had left, and I was looking for another lady player, and I put it up on one of the sites, and Claire, who I'm glad joined us, she was like, people are charging money on these sites to run Mask and Iron Lethotep. Like it's, I'm like, oh really? How much? So you've played them all. You've played them all and decided they all suck, and it's time for.
I've played them all and decided they don't quite do what I want.
Okay, which is?
So I'm specifically looking for that huge, long-running campaign experience.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I think when you watch something like a Critical Role campaign where they do 120 sessions with the same characters, that movement of plot, like a long-running TV show, there's something narrative and emotional about that that's just different.
Yeah.
There are a lot of awesome games for one-shots. If you want to sit down and play Paranoia for 3 hours, it'll blow your mind.
Mm-hmm. Call of Cthulhu is like, it's a good campaign, but
it goes far.
Really good one-shots, right? Because it's let's kill you or make you go crazy in the first 3 sessions, and that's it.
But I honestly think that even D&D, which is probably the sort of, it's certainly the go-to, but
the standard,
does it about as well as it ever has been done. That level 1 to 20 progression, even D&D doesn't do that all that well. No. After level 14, 15, it's getting messy.
D&D I stay away from because I heard someone say a long time ago, and if it's dangerous at level 1, it should be dangerous at level 20.
Mm-hmm.
And I heard level 7, people say that for D&D is like level 7. Once you get past that is where things get ugly.
Chuck and I are both big fans, and you've played Savage Worlds before. Yeah. Savage Worlds has a great system for amping up your character and their ability.
For a while.
But then eventually
30, 40 sessions is really good.
But eventually every character starts to have I guess I can take, I know you have this edge, but I'll take it too, I guess. And, it starts to be harder and harder to pick where you're going to put your D12 plus 2,
And realistically, I would tell, especially grown-ups, trying to bring a group of other grown-ups together with schedules and life and stuff, doing 30, 40 sessions is pretty damn good.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. What nowadays you can get if you're lucky, 10?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And it's like you had better told the whole goddamn story.
Mm-hmm.
For me, that's what I've found is like once you hit the 10, if you're lucky, get 15, man, you had better have told that whole damn story. Otherwise, you're scrapped.
But there are people for sure who are looking for that. Like, nope, Thursday is my Rotary. I'm going to go and, we're going to play some role-playing games. And so tell us your secret. What's in the sauce?
Yeah, what you got?
Please.
One more thing on that.
Yeah.
I think Wizards of the Coast did a huge survey, 2019 or something like that. And they found their numbers were that the average D&D group met 7 times.
Oh.
And if you think about that, there are D&D groups that started in the mid-1970s and are still going.
Yeah, that throws off the average.
What 7 means is lots of people make characters and never actually play.
Well, and
exactly.
It's like most podcasts don't get past episode 3, and this is episode 3, so just saying.
God damn it. Hey, it was good. It was good seeing y'all.
And one of the big problems with a short campaign is you never get that climax and epilogue.
Mm-mm.
You never get the big bad endgame boss, looks you in the eye, challenges you, you meet that challenge. Good or bad, even a tragic campaign where you fail and the world is forever changed. You don't get that end of the story that you get in every other form of narrative we have.
Right.
We're losing it.
Yes. You got time for character growth. You got time for character arcs, redemption, all those things when you play more than 7. Like you can't be a character who's an asshole in session 1 and by session 3 has learned the error of his ways.
I mean, you could.
Yeah, it's no. That takes some of the oomph out of it. Just
sorry. Can we move on?
No. Right. Well, for Savage Worlds, there was because they have their one sheets, And one of the first stories that I ran that James was part of was Lynched. And that's supposed to be just a 1-2 session thing. And I stretched that damn thing to like 12 sessions.
Yeah.
You know, just because for me, what has to make sense. So I can't just start off in like where the bad stuff is happening. I want to know, for me, I want to know, how do they get there?
Right.
Let's do that. Once they get there, I need to know, okay, how they finding the problem, how are they trying to handle the problem, and then, like you said, the epilogue. You know, I want to know what happens after the problem, good or bad. So yeah, no, I agree. It's like, no, you're not going to get that in 3 sessions. You know, you got to piecemeal that crap out. So yeah, so what have you got for us? What are you seeing?
A lot of ambition so far. Yeah. I'm working the math.
Okay.
Right now it's a dice pool system where the die face can change, the pool size can change, a number of rerolls can be added to that. And basically what you're doing is an attribute chart that's 3x3. And you always form what I'm calling a locution, a sentence. Basically, imagine 3 adverbs: physically, mentally, socially.
Okay.
The domain that this action is taking place. And then picture 3 verbs: overpower, manipulate, endure. Type of thing you're trying to do.
Okay.
And then 3 nouns: you, us, myself.
Okay.
And so you're kind of forming a sentence like, physically overpower you. I'm going to hit you with a sword.
Oh, okay.
Each one of those words will have its own die face, which will increase like Savage Worlds.
D4, D6, D8, D10.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
And then for each of those words you put in, you can add a boost to it. And the boost will be the stuff on your character sheet, like gear and skills, magical powers, things like that, environmental situations. And so you could say something like, I'm attacking, so I'm going to physically, with my sword, overpower with my skill as a fighter, you, and it's raining. And what will happen is a die pool will appear in front of you of different die faces with a different set of rerolls. And then when you roll that, there's always a static target number of 3.
Okay.
A 1 always explodes, and a 4 gives me a nasty game master point called Fracture that I can use to mess you up if I get enough of them.
Oh, wow.
So it's a roll low system.
It's a roll low. Okay.
It's a roll low on a die face that changes in a die pool that changes size with rerolls that change.
So the worst die would be a 20, or the worst die
would be a 20.
Yeah,
be a 20. But the odds of rolling that 4, of rolling that Fracture, are worse on the D20.
Right.
As you get more skill, as you sharpen up and get to D4, you're going to be giving me more of that Fracture.
I see.
Because you're getting more powerful.
So it's only a 4. It's not a 4 or worse.
No.
It's just a 4.
It's just that bad number is 4. Good number's 1, bad number's 4.
Okay.
Always. And so when you're rolling, it's this big, massive mess of a die pool in your hands, but you throw it on the table and you just count 2s and 3s and you set them aside. You don't have to add anything. You don't have to. It's for those people who hate the math and like it makes them cry. Get rid of that.
Right.
It's physically there.
And rolling dice is satisfying, right? Like I like Powered by the Apocalypse, but I also did really enjoy the couple of sessions where we played like what was that one with the futuristic trolls?
Shadowrun, yes.
You had like a horde of dice. Like you could put it in a bag and sleep with it. Like
no, come on, Vampire the Masquerade.
Oh yeah, same thing.
There you go, your D10s. Boom, there it is. Just
West End Games Star Wars.
Yes.
Had nothing but D6s that you had to add the faces on.
Oh my God.
And when you used the Force, you basically just added another die pool on. So swinging a lightsaber was sometimes 36.
Yeah, it was insane.
D6 that you had to add.
It was just crazy.
You didn't even count it. We just figured out like what combinations made 10s.
Right.
And you'd separate.
Yeah, set it aside.
Right. Well, yeah, with like Vampire in your game, it's like just count the successes, right? You're just counting success.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't want die pools to get too out of hand, but they can get a little big.
Like, what are you thinking? Like a total of like 9 or?
I think like when you're level 20, when you are a demigod, we're talking, 24 dice maybe.
Okay.
Oh my God.
So you could have six dice per like.
When you're starting, it's like 4.
It's like 4.
Right,
yeah.
right.
Yeah. You can afford to save up to buy more dice as the game goes on.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate that. Player, it's like, yes, thank you so much for that. For the game master, it's like, you better have a bunch of dice, boy. Bunch of dice.
Do you roll in your on your side of the table? Do you roll?
Yeah.
I'm still thinking about that.
Okay.
I like the math of rolling a defense every time there's an attack, but not doing a separate damage roll.
Right.
Having the successes of the attack, like the White Wolf games, Masquerades like that, I think, where just your successes are just damage.
Right.
Yeah.
Armor will take those successes away, but there isn't a separate damage roll. The way there is in most games. I'm thinking I kind of want a defense roll every single attack, but I'm being... Everyone I say that to says that's going to slow things down way too much.
Yeah, I mean, it is possible, right? Like that's the one thing one of the best tips I learned from like Savage Worlds, again, I go back to is I've got bennies. And if I use those bennies to soak, the game goes on forever. But if I use those bennies to re-roll my attacks, the game is fun. And so what if I kill you? I mean, it's fun. But if it's just like soak the damage, I'm not going to take damage. I spent my benny. It's like the game just ends up like combat in most game systems takes forever.
Yeah.
It can. Call of Cthulhu also does it where both parties are essentially rolling at the same time.
Yeah.
So it's whoever does better.
Combat is so lethal in Call of Cthulhu.
It is. It really is.
It's like it's that one attack roll.
That's it. Like if combat lasts 5 rounds, then you've just doing it wrong. But that's the other thing too. In a lot of Call of Cthulhu is another example of that is monsters never dodge. They only ever fight back. No, they only ever fight back. So there's a better chance you're going to hit them because they have to beat the tie. Like, tie goes to the attacker in that case.
Right.
But it would take forever if everybody was just dodging constantly, right? Like, but yeah.
I love how you're approaching it is that, okay, I'm making a sentence. So here we go. Boom, 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 boom. And these are all the dice you're getting and stuff like that.
Do you write your own words as a player or everybody has the same 9 words?
I think it would be the same 9 words in each language of the game. And I was really inspired by a lot of point and click adventures. I think in general, this system lends itself to a kind of mashup, interdimensional type story. I was thinking of, they made a video game of I Have No Mouth and I Must Scream.
Oh my God.
Classic sci-fi story.
Yes.
And the story I heard was that Harlan Ellison, the author, was called up by the video game company that wanted to do this. And he was angered by the idea. How dare you? Video games. This is a story. This is literature. I'm not going to make some stupid video game. And apparently they were sort of downtrodden and they really sort of worshiped this guy. And they were like, okay, we won't make a game. We won't buy the license. And sort of as they were saying goodbye, the guy on the phone with Ellison said, hey, by the way, so I Have No Mouth and I Must Scream is a story about this godlike computer torturing 5 specific people. Why those 5 people? And apparently Harlan was dumbstruck. He had never thought of that. How the robot had chosen those 5 particular people in the whole world to keep alive, to torture forever. It was this huge gap. And apparently Ellison was like, wait a minute, what do you mean? And he was like, well, we around the studio thought, this guy's here for this reason, and she's here for that, and this guy's for that. And apparently Ellison was like, okay, I'll make your game.
You've thought about it more than I did.
All right, sure.
Nice.
But that game is challenging and disturbing in that it sort of switches around the way you interact with the environment. And those words of in point and click adventures of sort of like use, hammer on, nail.
Yep.
The way they can twist that grammar and make you see things differently. Disco Elysium really
I
can.
know that one.
Game that came out of Scandinavia a few years ago. Okay. It's a point and click adventure that is sort of philosophical and mind bending. And I thought about games like this and how much TTRPGs, the game master describes a space. And basically, you're doing that sort of point and click adventure. You're doing that hammer on nail. And so why not just explicitly do that? And with a simple 3x3 framework, I can make 27 skills out of that. On a character sheet, you can fit on a postage stamp. The 3x3 combinations is 27 outcomes.
Holy crap.
Right.
Holy crap.
That's more skills than D&D has.
Oh,
right.
Only D&D character sheet takes up the whole page.
Okay, let's play a quick game of okay, so I'm going to do some research in the library. What's my role?
How do you think that? Yeah, how do you think
So
that would?
it wouldn't be over like it wouldn't be physical. It'd be mental, right?
Probably mentally.
I'm going to mentally manipulate, or
Okay.
what's the third choice again? It was overpower, manipulate, endure.
Oh,
Are you going to study late into the night?
Right. So that's another question, right? So
Are you going to employ the help of the librarian?
and I would choose that because I'm the one doing the skill. So I would say, well, I'm better at enduring than I am at manipulating. So yeah, I don't mind the late night work, so I'm going to
mentally endure myself.
I'm going to mentally endure myself. Yeah. Okay.
At the library all night.
Yep. All right. What do you got, Chuck? Throw an example out.
Wow. Okay, hold on a second. No, see, it's cool, and I like the idea that normally what we're doing now we take for granted. Like, well, like just how James described it in the beginning of, okay, I wanna go to the library. I want to study. Okay, roll me your research or roll me library use. But now it's like, okay, well, now take a step back and just how you just threw in. Well, are you getting help? Because that changes things now. Nice.
It creates a negotiation too, right? Like it's like the GM might say, no, you're going to manipulate. And I'm like, no, because if there's no time limit to my research, it's more of an endure. Okay, I'll give you that. Right. Like, like, yeah, I like that.
I do too.
Yeah.
Oh, nice. Okay. All right. So you're looking, because a lot of times people are now talking about crunch, less crunch. So this sounds like it's more in the middle, kind of. Because they're not really adding a whole lot, but it does require some forethought, but the collaboration is still there.
Yeah, it sounds narrative, but there's a lot of details that people can get their teeth in.
Yeah. Yeah, and I like that. And I think a lot of people could actually like that. And it's got a unique enough gimmick, I guess, if you want to say, where it's like, no. It's not just strength. Dexterity, constitution, intelligence, wisdom. Here we go. No, charisma. No. It's these. These are what we're looking at.
Yeah.
And then as you're tacking on more details, you're getting more dice.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I like that. That's, nice. Okay.
Crunch is great in the right context and horrible in the worst context. Just like role-playing. Role-playing is wonderful.
Right.
Just my entire philosophy. Try to gamify the things that are bad and try to stay out of the way of the things that are good.
Oh, nice. Okay. Right. All right.
If you love crunch, if you're a Magic the Gathering player and you want to min-max and optimize and stuff like that, I want players to be able to combine their powers in smart ways and argue in smart ways. No, this is a manipulate roll because I get +2 dice on all manipulate. So this is a manipulate, and I'm going to tell you I'm going to lawyer it.
Yeah.
I'm going to fight for it, and there's going to be some crunch here.
Yeah.
And for the people at the table who cry when they hear the word mathematics, to just say, well, I go over there and I do this. You tell me what to roll.
Yeah.
I want those both to be available in the game, and it's a hard balance.
Well, and it's counting. It's not even addition, which is the simplest mathematics. It's counting.
Yeah, it is. It's like, okay, well, you're looking for ones and fours, kids.
Yeah, twos and threes. Yeah.
What have you got?
Mm-hmm.
Show me your dice. How many dice you roll? I just rolled 5,000 dice. Fantastic. Start counting me your ones and fours.
Yeah.
Let's go. So, I mean, where I can see where it would be slower is just trying to think of the wording. I can see where initially it could, but you have it right there. Simplify it right there on the sheet of, okay,
9.
Bing, 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 bing. Okay, what have you got? Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Rolling 8 dice.
And I see it being the kind of thing too, is the more you train your players to have their shit prepped, like the more you do it, it's like, okay, it's your turn. What are you doing? I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this. Like they already they should be counting their dice pools before their turn comes, right? Like that should be
the second layer though, where you can add a boost to each word. You start getting into choice paralysis though.
Oh, okay.
Where, because we didn't say, you said mentally endure myself.
Right.
But you can add something to each of those words.
Okay.
You can say I'm a PhD.
Right. Yeah.
Maybe that adds a die pool. I'm going to throw that on my mentally.
Yeah.
This is
I drank a lot of coffee today.
That boosts yourself.
Yeah.
Or your endure.
Yeah.
It makes your endurance go longer. And this is a great, well-stocked library, and we can throw that on there.
Yeah.
And the amount of boosts that are going to be going around and you can argue for and stuff is going to be a lot. So there is that.
Feels a little
danger.
like what I remember from Fate, where you can add conditions to things, and that increases or decreases your successes. Again, I've only played Fate once. I can't remember all the rules, but I remember it had to do with like you write down a thing on a piece of paper, and then that becomes part of the world because you created it. So I can see there being like, those add-ons. Like, is it, I'm in the library, but it's raining outside, so I'd rather be in the library, so it's easier to endure.
Well, and you also got that guy who's like, I use my sword on the library. My sword gives me +3.
So, well, that's a good question. Is it a sword game? Is it a laser gun game? Is it a run from the tentacles game?
System agnostic?
I like this sort of riffs idea of sort of,
You can go anywhere.
I would like to have a mashup of characters from different genres in the same party.
There you go.
Where the media rules of their genre only apply to them.
Oh, okay.
So a Silverado cowboy's gun doesn't kill people, but a 310 to Yuma's cowboy gun does kill people. He literally hands the same pistol to the other guy. One shoots a hand, the other one shoots a chest.
Right. Yeah.
A Game of Thrones sword does a completely different thing than a Disney Robin Hood sword does.
G.I. Joe laser guns.
Oh my God. That's G.I. Joe. That's yes. Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
Versus Fallout.
Ooh.
Yeah. Wow.
Oh my God. Okay. Hold on. My brain's still brain's still swirling with that.
I think all of our brains are, and I think we're going to have you come back on and tell us more as you go along with this.
I haven't actually done this yet.
No, I know.
No, get it going. I think you have a lot of good stuff here. You really do. I think it appeals, and it could easily appeal to a lot of different players, a lot of different GMs.
Mm-hmm.
What is it now? Collaboration is the gold word, the buzzword for the last several years, and it sounds like your system is hitting on all cylinders in regards to that.
Absolutely. Yeah. And I think if anyone's listening, let us know what you think. Tell us if you can't wait to try out James's new game and what, if you got ideas that we can throw at him. But that's awesome, man. Like, I'm very excited to.
I have a name.
Oh, that's what, I was going to ask if we were that far down the road yet.
I'm calling it Bleed Through.
Oh, wow. Nice.
Oh, okay.
As in the story.
Yeah. No, I love that idea. And so your idea would be that Robin Hood, James Bond, Billy the Kid, and Conan wake up, or they're in a tavern and the wizard comes. Like, what?
I would like to see parties use licensed material that they care about. Like for selling a game, that's not going to work.
No,
but the way I would actually like it played is if you're a nerd and you have some book on your shelf that no one else has read.
Right.
Grab a minor character from that thing that you love, that you know all the lore about, and then bring them into this game. And then over the course of 120 games, you're going to slowly explain this lore to all your friends instead of being that obnoxious nerd at the table, just being like, and then they do this in my story that I love.
Right.
It comes out slowly. And, 5 or 6 people do that together. And so the disparate set of people find themselves in a kind of I have no mouth and I'm a scream situation. 5 people wake up in the desert. They don't know why they're there. They're in trouble. All of their lives back in their dimensions are probably in a bit of trouble because they come from big stories. They all have to figure it out. It's going to take a long time.
Yeah.
Oh, I love it. Oh, wow.
That's great.
Wow. This is, I want to see you get this out. I want to see this. This is
well, I can't wait
to
play test it. Let's have him back a couple of times before then, but let's,
hell yeah.
we could try, maybe next time he comes on, we could just try out a scene using the system to see how it plays out if you want, like whenever you're ready for that.
Yeah. When you get it, man, please. Yes. Let us know. We'll get myself, James, and we'll get a couple others, and you just walk us through.
Yeah.
Just like, hey, this is an example. I love that.
I'm trying to work out mechanics for sharing your backstory and making combat a little faster and more tense, and we'll work on stuff.
That's awesome.
Oh, I love it.
That's great. Okay, well, thanks for joining us. And for those of you listening, if there's a way for you to like, share, or subscribe, do that. I don't know how that's going to work yet, but here we go.
Hell yeah.
So see you guys.
Yeah, see you. Wow.
Thank you for listening. If you like or dislike what you heard, let us know. If you want to suggest an idea for an episode, ask the host a question, or just tell Chuck and James what you really think of them, join our communities at patreon.com/Good GMs Podcast, or find us on the usual social media platforms. for now, I'm E.E. Morris, and you're all good GMs. We are so grateful to all of our Patreon supporters at the good level: Carl Kiesler, Preston Dubose, Francis, E.E. Morris. You are all good GMs.